there's been a little bit of a nuclear fallout between H3 and a guy called Epstein. And unfortunately, what Ethan Klein doesn't know is that once you betray and backstab Epstein, it's full-blown war, as evidenced by the timeline. Nuclear is putting it lightly. This is how you know that, dude, imagine getting your politics from Epstein in 2025 when this guy doesn't actually believe in anything and he's only a contrarian and he only takes, I've said it a million times and you can quote me and you better fucking give me credit for this. But Epstein's entire playbook is picking a non-meta build and then trying to make it work, even when it doesn't make any fucking sense to, like defending Israel. Which is why now he's decided to do a full 180 and go free Palestine on his main Twitter. It's just spite-based politics, correct. And then tweeting out about how
I was 16 years.
I'll just read the tweet. Ethan, when he finds out his dad was also a... Let's watch.
Oh my goodness, I was 16 years old here.
Wow, look at you guys here.
Dad's 21 and I'm 16.
Dude, if that happened today, bro, you would not.
Oh, I know.
Trouble.
I know.
21 and 16.
Well, you know what? I was more mature than he was.
Well, I believe that. I actually do believe that.
But look at her. I mean, she
San
looks
Francisco.
like she just came off the cover of
21 and 16. Were you guys having
none of your business?
What?
Let's fucking go. Did you guys,
Not
feel the
till
deal?
she was 18.
Yeah.
Not until she was 18.
We were in love.
Almost.
Oh, you lie.
That's so crazy. Yeah, you could not do that today. I mean,
no,
that would be just like, whoa there, buddy.
Yeah.
Buttons are open.
So one quick question. What do you mean by also? Also? What do you mean by that? And in classic H3 Instagram fashion, we're posting giant essays. We'll get back to this when we get to the actual Instagram story. And then we're getting these tweets. Ethan Klein told Destiny fans to leave his community. And Epstein seemed to think that this was a good response. And again, you don't have to root for either of these people to enjoy the shit show. You don't have to hand it to either person to take out the popcorn and have a good time. Quote, me after smashing the post button on my last Instagram story. I don't post on X directly because it's too toxic. So I limit myself to 25 stories a day about X posts and then stumbling into some free snacks for my kids. End quote. Epstein, 2025. And it's a guy checking his foot or checking his shoe for presumably poop. Good stuff. Good stuff here. And we're even getting to the point where I think Nicholas Eat Oreo is even turning on Epstein. Quote, Hassan Piker clearly talking about the West Bank settlers and IDF in the region, but also commenting on Ela Klein in past tense. Epstein fans as a dog whistle to murder Ela Klein in current day. Destiny rages out after getting reported to the police, says Ethan Klein is a Zionist genocide supporter. Ela Klein is a genocidal, genocidic IDF maniac and makes a joke almost directly repeating false allegations made by Bada Banana, the guy who published Willy's docs, false allegations. And his wife's docs on YouTube. Epstein fans, this is satire and you're R-worded. Oh, dude, not losing Nick Eat Oreo. Not even the Mind Lolly guy not fucking with you, dude. Dude, can you imagine even this guy doesn't fuck with you? Whoa, why are we so zoomed out? Hey, the image didn't load. That's okay. It loaded here. Can you imagine this guy said, I don't fuck with you? Oh. Mind Lolly. Is that JD Vance? No, this is Nicholas Eat Oreo. Oh, God. Oh. It was a bad day for you, Epstein. Betrayal from one of your closest friends. Anywho. Epstein is now targeting Willymacsshow's wife. And then Epstein says, in anger, I spoke and fabricated lies about small Willie Mac's wife. She's in fact not a foreign asset assigned by the Mossad to keep track of the U.S. U.S. assets for purposes of Hezbollah propaganda. I am deeply ashamed of taking. Yes, so keep fighting. Yes, please keep fighting. Oh my God, it's just so good. You know, it was bound to happen eventually. The H3 Destiny schism was bound to happen eventually because, unfortunately, Epstein and Ethan Klein have their egos are just too large. And they always think that they're right. And when you put those two people in a room, eventually when they disagree, it's over. And that's exactly what happened. And so it's like Trump Elon, precisely. And so, everybody, this brings me to the best part. Actually, you know what? Wait, let's finish the Hassan video before we get to the best part, which is going through some of these stories. Okay, let's watch.
We obviously have the Ghislaine Maxwell thing off topic, but new info. The rats have jumped ship. He privately admitted to keeping a and police are involved now. Yeah, this is why I guess people were like, you have to watch the Willymacsshow's new video. One of Stephen Bono, aka Destiny's previous supporters and collaborators, just reported to police for allegedly keeping a computer and admitting to it.
It's because he continued to write. I didn't know this until way later, but the videos she recorded with other guys, the file names are like screen recording, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows me a screenshot of the top of a video clip and says, her boyfriend was recording these on Skype calls. That's absolutely insane to think about him doing all of this if she was 17. Well, this is insane to me because he's saying Rose's boyfriend recorded while sending me a screenshot of the alleged. So I asked to confirm if he just did that. If you were sending me this, I'm guessing you still have that video. Destiny replies, depends on why you're asking. But yes, I created copies of all of our messages and everything when that court case started. Just to be clear, he's admitting to having alleged.
Why does this dude think that this is like a good defense? I mean, I don't think that Willie Slopshow actually gives a fuck about anything. I'll be honest with you. I think he's a mercenary, and I think he's just reading the room and realizing that this is a sinking ship.
Which is exactly what I said yesterday. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, the Sloptubers don't care about any of these concepts or any of these. They don't have principles of their own. There's literally tweets of fucking Nicholas Eat Oreo, oh my lolly, saying, oh, I just covered Gaza because it was good for views and clicks. It was just the newest slop cycle, and that's why I covered it. Like, these people don't have values. They don't have morals, dude. They cover whatever the fuck they want to that they think will get them views in the algo. That's it. I assure you, if Willymacshow was talking to someone who he could benefit from by hiding or covering up, the potential absolutely would.
That he must jump, because he was like actively defending and sweeping for him for Destiny for quite a while. He has utilized Destiny's community to make multiple fairly successful videos on people like myself and many other enemies of Destiny. He is definitely a fixture of that slop tuber community that we talk about. Like, these guys literally looked at Israel's genocide of the Palestinian population and thought, this is a great opportunity for us to farm some drama clicks. And unfortunately, there are a lot of not very intelligent people who have taken their note from this, because they're just like kind of watching something that's easily digestible. And they go, oh, this is a bad person. We shouldn't listen to him. And now he is jumping ship. So it seems like the walls are closing in.
Court case started. Just to be clear, he's admitting to having alleged downloaded on his computer. He literally has the video open as I'm talking to him. I go, bruh, there's been allegations at least since my last video that she was underage, and you still have potential her? He replies, I have an obligation to preserve relevant evidence, etc. So I created backups of all of the important/relevant conversations. He continues, I don't think I'm allowed to delete it, lol. I don't know if it counts as hiding/destroying evidence. And I reply, talk to a lawyer, that seems crazy to me. Who keeps this sort of stuff on their computer without 100% knowing if they're supposed to or not? Isn't that something you want to confirm? I continued, you just let me know you have videos saved to your computer. You knew it was alleged that she was underage. You still have them. Do you see how this is? So now I've confirmed that this guy has child on his computer. In my 8 years of reaching out to people over allegations, I've never had anyone admit that to me. The last message he sent me was, 1, I don't even know 100% if her age was legitimately less than 18 when these were taken. So basically, he's not 100% sure if he has child on his computer. He's just 99% sure. Got it. 2, I'm pretty sure I have an obligation to preserve stuff related to my court case. I've talked about it with my lawyer already, specifically with regards to the Rose stuff. So we went from, I don't know if I could delete this, to my lawyer says it's totally fine to keep. I don't know the law, but the idea that his lawyer would tell him to hold on to for a civil case just doesn't seem likely to me. I don't know. LawTube can figure that out. 3, if something were to come out of this, I don't know if I'd want to wipe everything and not have something to turn over to the authorities. If hypothetically, whenever a political creator is about to give a hypothetical, you know you're about to hear some weird if hypothetically her boyfriend or whatever was actually trafficking her or getting her to other dudes on video for him, and if there was ever some kind of investigation into that, am I hurting the chance of looking into him by deleting all of this stuff? Oh, so now the reason he's keeping this.
Yeah, no, there's a justifiable reason for it. He actually has the utmost highest morals.
The Sun Industrial Complex. What's this text? It shall be affirmative defense to a charge of violating subsection A5 that the defendant promptly and in good faith without retaining or allowing any person other than a law enforcement agency to access the image or copy thereof. Okay, so basically, you do not at any point try and retain any of the images. If you want to, you can give them to a law enforcement agency and then take reasonable steps to destroy all such images.
At all times. Wow, from the guy who has actively debated the ethics of ethical.
Hold on, boys. It's time for some underage sex debates. All right, who wants to kids in here? What's going on?
Well, okay. I'm not actually.
Comes an opportunity for him to have that in his hard drive. Interesting.
Is because of
Destiny be like, I'm a white hat. Actually, you don't understand.
A hypothetical criminal case that he is not pursuing at all. Okay, maybe these reasons are legally sound advice that came from his lawyer. Maybe he's lying and just saying anything to make it sound better to me. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I just know this guy's admitting to having my DMs, 60 gigabytes according to him. Seriously.
Yeah. Destiny be like, excuse me, what if there was a nuke that was about to go off in New York City and the only way to stop it is to insert a USB into my computer and watch it? What then? And then, of course, the intellectual titans cult of sycophants will literally look at that and go, that's an amazing argument. I never thought about it like that. Actually, you are right to do so. A couple of the reasons why people still hold on to this idea that like Destiny's a force for good, actually, even though he's just a little bit of a gooner, was because, one, he is actively de-radicalizing people, right? He is so effective at de-radicalizing people. I've seen no evidence of this, okay? I've seen no evidence of this whatsoever, especially because like he still holds a lot of reactionary perspectives. He just says, you know, you can say the N-word as a white guy.
At Destiny, you said 1 month ago.
I mean, he was reading it still.
And shit on marginalized people all the time, except, you know, you just have to vote Democrat while doing so. And not only that, but also he can't even help his own son. If he was a better father to his own son wouldn't have turned into a Nazi. So clearly he has failed on that front demonstrably. And the other idea that people love him is because he is this like intellectual warlord, a giant that can best anyone in the marketplace of ideas.
We're arguing that stock buybacks are
That's
bad.
what I'm arguing right now.
You can tell me if I'm wrong. So when I go to Walmart, or if I want to buy a house, or if I need to pay for healthcare, I didn't know that I could just give them shares of Amazon. I thought I had to liquidate it and use a currency that is recognized.
You don't have to liquidate. You can borrow against the value, and you don't pay any taxes on borrowing. So right there, you're just wrong. Like if I own $1 billion, do you think? Wait a minute.
Let's go, Mike.
Why would I borrow against the value of my investment?
Because you don't have to pay any taxes on it. That's why. If you borrow against the value of your shares, you never have to pay taxes. So you can spend money.
Somebody in chat has to tell me. I'm not going to take his word for it. Somebody in chat, do you borrow against the value of?
No matter how incredible their intellect might be, right? He can go toe to toe with intellectuals that are subject matter experts and still defeat them in the marketplace of ideas. That also was a fucking abject failure with the conversation that took place between him and obviously Norm Finkelstein, even though his cult still deluded themselves into believing that he didn't.
Mr. Borelli. What does he say? You're an absolute buffoon. You are such a fantastic moron, Mr. Borelli.
Fool of himself in that process, but especially now, even if it's like, even if you're viewing this from the perspective of drama, the way that he has actually dealt with this criminal incident is so stupid. I brought up one of the examples yesterday. What I'm trying to say is, with respect to what Destiny's been trying to do in the last couple of days, as he's like flailing around and trying to defend himself, he's gone back to his old tricks. Number one, what about Hassan? Well, that ripcord doesn't work here, okay? It's clearly not working because this is like a criminal thing that he's doing, and that hasn't worked. So he has also started the process once again, or never really stopped the process of victim blaming, specifically going after Pixie, who is in a court case as a victim of the distribution of revenge. And he's turning around and attacking Pixie and anyone he can get his hands on, anyone he can like belittle. But even in those counter arguments, even on those deflections, like, they're so silly. He'll just be like, why does nobody care about the person who potentially filmed this? It's like, what the do you mean? Why does nobody care about the person who filmed this? Nobody knows that person. You know that person. You have direct involvement with that person. You should be the one who cares. That's not an active deflection. Well, I'm just the recipient of, as opposed to the person who procured it. Okay. Why the do you think that's an argument that actually maintains your innocence? That just means there's another guy out there who's also an awful piece of shit.
Also, I said it yesterday. Sorry, the VTuber sometimes just like, when I'm doing my makeup, it'll be like, just closes her eyes. I don't know why. She's actually resident sleepering Hassan's commentary. No. Oh man, you guys distracted me. Fuck. That's something I was gonna say. Damn you. Damn you, chat.
And you should be the one who cares. That's not an active deflection. Well, I'm just the recipient as opposed to the person who procured it. Okay. Why the do you think that's an argument that actually maintains your innocence? That just means there's another guy out there who's also an awful piece of shit. That doesn't make any sense. You can't turn around and be like, well, your honor, I may have purchased it, but someone else made it. And from what I understand, the only reason why they figured out that this person that he was actually sending the revenge porn of others to in solicitation of, and even actively trying to traffic this minor, okay, both are different crimes. That person was 17. And the reason why people figured out that that person was 17 was because he flexed on the haters to reveal information about this person, seemingly, so that he goaded people into figuring out who this person was, to identify who this person was. And then they did. And now that they did, now he's cooked. Just yesterday, he lied by claiming there was nothing to give to the police. In yet another shocking case of self-sabotage, the omni-liberal claimed yesterday he had no evidence to give to the police regarding Rose. Today, Willymacshow posted a video explicitly detailing evidence that Destiny gave him, including file names perpetrated by Rose. Destiny goes on to confess that he has made copies of not just his friend's messages, but all with Rose and all attachments. Would he be incapable of going to the police with these files? If you send me this, I'm guessing you still have that video, he says. He says he's not sure if she was under 18 when the video was taken. The video title just commented on a date that is obviously before his claim to be her 18th birthday. As if this couldn't get any more bizarre, Destiny goes on to tell Willie that the reason he is preserving this evidence is to help a potential investigation. The exact thing he told Eli B again, he wasn't able to do. Incredible stuff, Steven. Bro, at its most, like, there is also, like, obviously a permanent victimhood narrative here at the heart of everything. It's like he distributes revenge porn that he has filmed both consensually and unconsensually of other people to a random person on Discord in an effort to like f that person because he wants to f that person. Turns out the person is also 17, which is, you know, extra insane and criminal. But even in that process, like he's been able to try and present himself as the real victim here. Is like, oh, well, my got leaked too. It's like, bro, why were you sending it out? The f do you mean? Why were you distributing it? Why were you filming it without the consent of both parties? Why were you distributing it without the consent of all parties involved? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But clearly, even though plenty of people initially were like, oh man, I'm actually very upset about this, they still turned around and eventually found that there was a good reason to protect Destiny here, to defend Destiny here, because he's like, his enemies are so much worse than him. Me. Ironically enough, that's what they literally think. That I'm like actively terrorizing the country. I'm a hater of America. I want to sabotage America. I'm a terrorist. And he's the only bulwark against like growing communism in the country that they've been deluded into thinking is like a reasonable force to reckon with, or even a scary one at all. Yeah, it turns out Destiny reminds me of Onision, but the debate lore version. Yeah, if Onision was at least like a convincing enough debater, he probably would have been able to maintain his career, I guess. He is trying to present himself as a victim once again in this process too. He's like, well, I was just duped. I was duped by a 17-year-old. I'm actually the real victim here. Yeah, here's the other victim here, primary victim, Drew Pavlov. For God's sake, why couldn't Destiny just not be like this? Bro, I made all these pro Destiny videos with my face in them. This should be a wake-up call for a lot of people in his cult.
Which, by the way,
a wake-up call for a lot of
by far the funniest tweet I've ever read in my fucking life. Drew fucking Pavlov. Drew, go get a job, Pavlov. Being like, no, I made a bunch of thumbnails with his face in it. Think about how this impacts the shareholders that hold on to Epstein stock. Just think about it. I want to go pee and then we can do cam time.
Orbiters that maybe everything he was saying was a fucking lie from the start. If he always operated this way and you found him to be a charismatic figure, perhaps you were deluded into shaping your worldview around the personal vendettas of a maniac. And I know that cult deprogramming takes a lot of effort, but considering that this is just like someone you have no interest in, someone who you don't know at all, when you find out that they're like a freak, this is a good point of severance, the easiest exit ramp of all time, to be like, yeah, this is my break-off point. Perhaps the things that he was saying and doing all along might have been to serve his own personal agendas, to serve his own personal vengeance mission. His subreddit is deleting posts about it. His cult will never snap out of this. I don't think there is. I mean, I think this has entered a different stage now, especially considering that some of his most like loyal community members and orbiters, a self-described term, by the way, are actively jumping ship, and his community is marginal. It's ultimately very loyal, but it's tiny. And it only works when there are other seemingly objective, other external forces that he can deploy. Like Willymacshow is a great example of this. This guy used to be another one of his orbiters. He jumped ship when the revenge porn stuff came out. Many other examples as well. Very clearly, it's now come to that point. So I think that there is going to be even more pushback from people that are around him. His mods are deleting stuff. Yeah, I know. That's not surprising to me at all. I'll be honest with you. That's not even remotely surprising to me at all. I mean, look at LSF. They also, like, they're very good at brigading Reddit. I'll give them that. They're very good at brigading Reddit, and they're very good at like creating an environment of plausible deniability. But there are certain things that you just can't continue doing. When the crime is far too severe, it usually leads to people even in your own community going, "No, that's gonna tarnish your good reputation forever, and it should. The only reason why I think it's gotten to this position is because there was never accountability. For far too long, he just kind of got away with doing stuff like this because it's not the first time he's done shit like this. I mean, there are so many different clips of him just like openly talking about how he thinks 15-year-olds are hot, so many messages that he's put out there, and people were able to just like avoid recognizing that this was like weird behavior. He said in a leaked chat, I can just meme it away and they'll believe me. He genuinely thinks that his audience is very stupid, and the remainder of his audience is very stupid. Let's be real. Even if you think like there is good reason to still defend him because he's still ultimately a force for good, like there's no like philosophical ethics justification for how much harm he is able to do to anyone and everyone in his vicinity. And if you can't comprehend that like this person's moral compass is completely out of whack, especially when he's behaving like this with regular frequency for the past 2 decades of his like media career, like I don't know what more you need to see. At a certain point, you have to really reflect on who you are listening to, whose worldview are you adopting, who's playing a formative role in your understanding of the world. A lot of these people rightfully call out the Republican Party and the MAGA cult. They call out the MAGA cult for how insane it is. They call out Republicans for how uneducated their decision making is. And yet they have deluded themselves into thinking in an identical way that just makes no sense whatsoever when it comes to someone like myself. They can't comprehend it. They're like, why is mainstream media not aware of this? Maybe they just didn't watch the right YouTube videos. Or maybe they're adults. Maybe they don't have a parasocial relationship developed with the content creator that is now outed as a procurer of child sexual abuse material that you did. Maybe normal people who don't spend every waking moment online trying to look for new lolcow targets, okay, adults with a job, journalists, academics and the like, they actually see a guy like Sex Pestiny and they go, ew, gross. Why is he debating ethical? Ew, gross. He said that white supremacists should mow down Black Lives Matter protesters. That's insane.
The rioting needs to stop. And if that means like white redneck militia dudes out there mowing down protesters that think that they could torch buildings at 10 p.m., then at this point they have my blessing, because holy shit, this shit needs to stop. It needed to stop a long time ago. Like holy
and they just write that shit off instead of going, hold up, let me hear this guy out. Because when you say, hold up, let me hear this guy out, you seemingly start singing in a very different frequency. You start defending things that you previously thought were indefensible. He makes points.
I can't believe these chatters are still coming in. Also, I don't know why the model is like frozen. I can't believe these chatters are still around. Is this the part of the stream where we steal other people's content for some reason? You do realize Hassan has like has opened his IP and anyone can watch it as much as they want and upload as much as they want wherever they want and make as much money as they want, right? You did the equivalent of like going to a Costco and being like, is this a place where people steal food? About free samples. It's like, dog, you're mad at literally nothing on literally no one's behalf. Very bizarre stuff. Very bizarre. Go back to playing the video. That's why I came here. Why are these people incapable of sounding like Hassan fans? Like Hassan's biggest haters are the people that sound like his biggest lovers. You came here to watch Hassan videos? That's why you came here? That's supposed to be an own on me and not an own on you? No response. Nothing. No response. No funny comeback. Nothing. Also, the absolute, oh my God, not irony, but the comedy of saying your commentary is truly inspiring when you're literally an Asmongold viewer. Oh, sorry. Here, let me make this more entertaining for you. Here you go.
Okay.
Based.
I've seen it.
Yep. There it is. Yep. There it is.
Seen it happen in my own community. There's a, you'll have.
I mean, based. Yeah. There it is. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that exactly. Does that make you feel more at home? Do you feel more at home? Oh, look. Oh, he came in guns a-blazing and now he has nothing to say. I leave the funnies to you, creative streamer. Oh, what happened? You came in with so much smoke. What happened? Why'd you start pussying out? Come on, buddy. You got some fight in you left. Come on. I have to say, this is probably the most boring chatter I've gotten in like ages. It's pretty impressive to be like a hater and have no good insults. You know, you can prep them before you come into the stream, right? Oh, look. Oh, he's a sub. By the way, when does your next pick set go up? I'm not joking, chat. I get the funniest messages on OnlyFans. It's so hilarious. I'll get one that's like, over the course of a month, it'll be a message that's like, how's your lawsuit going? LOL. And then like a couple days later, they'll be like, giving this money so it goes to Ethan. LOL. I'm like, okay. I just don't respond to them. I just don't reply. And then they'll be like, so do you have any sets that are like armpit focused? Just asking. It's like, dude, have some self-respect. Oh my God. Please have some self-fucking-respect. Oh, also like the insane behavior to go on a website where there's lots of beautiful, sexy women willing to talk to you. And you're spending it talking about how you're giving money to another man. Like, oh my God, you're so cucked. It's crazy. It's crazy how cucked you can be. How? Yeah, I'm doing this for another man. Instead of spending my money to actually get value for myself, I'm doing this for another man. No, this is not weird or abnormal or cucky. No. Going from Ethan owns you to send feet pics in a second. Yeah. I just didn't think someone would be brave enough or stupid enough to do it on Twitch. Like, come on. Dude, come on. It's wild that some people still can't grasp the understanding of how people enjoy watching something with other people. I mean, there's not even a point in like talking about that. 21. Or like saying, it's weird that no one can grasp this because these people can grasp it, right? Like, I mean, Ethan Klein was the React guy. He's just pretending otherwise because he wants to sue other people that he doesn't like. Right?
Like a loyal fan who spent months, if not years in here. And then there's like one issue where they disagree with me on. And then they look for like someone to provide a counter narrative. And instead of like making up their own mind, they just they fall to the mercy of another person. And if that person has any motion whatsoever or can make a credible counter narrative fit that gives them a sense of comfort, they go, oh, this is my new intellectual daddy now. And then they become lifelong fucking haters. Stockman pieced out on his podcast with Destiny. Yeah, that's bullshit. He's just trying to, I think the reason why his second in command, who utilizes his community because he has no motion outside of that, to engage in these like stalking operations is only distancing himself because he is an advertiser of Ethan Klein's podcast.
Redact.dev, guys. They are our Bunton sponsor. Really cool company.
Low-key, I disagree a little bit. I think the bigger reason why he's trying to distance himself, at least in the temporary, at least in the short term, the Bunton, is because he was almost certainly in that Discord server, the one that was like filled with porn videos of potentially a 17-year-old. And he almost certainly is not interested in like catching a charge off of his sex pest friend being an insane person. He's like, oh, this is a good time to leave. And also wipe all of my shit. He's already wiped his shit. There's nothing on his computer. He's already wiped all of it. And I think the way that Dan Stockman sees it is like Ethan is just as good of a personal, because what some people don't know is Dan Stockman has always seen Epstein as his personal lol cow. that he can use to do stupid shit on the internet. Because a lot of the ad targeting on Twitch, the ad apocalypse that occurred on Twitch, that was just like a fun side quest for Dan Stockman. He saw that as like, you know what? Why not? Let's try and fuck with Twitch since they won't unban. He can't wipe everything though? Yeah, but he can do as much as he can. And I think now that Epstein is like a little too hot, I think he's like reconsidering and being like, okay, well, I definitely need to step away right now because it's way too hot. Let's see where the chips land in like a month or so. And if that boat has sailed and that boat is fucked, I'll jump ship to Ethan Klein. And if not, I'll go back.
See.
We're getting to that UV catastrophe. I really want to find the clip where I think it's from the. I'll try and find it. I don't want to give any spoilers.
And he feels like it's going to look bad for Ethan if Ethan attacks me. And then I turn around and say, dude, you're getting money from this dude who is giving you all these talking points and this community that is like actively defending someone trying to procure child sexual abuse material. Like, what the f? You have no leg to stand on. So I think Dan thinks if he just like cuts ties for a little bit after actively defending Destiny, hopefully that'll give Ethan some stronger legs to stand on, when in fact it doesn't work that way. I mean, this is his business partner. Dan Saltman is the person that is the connective tissue between these two people. And he is directly funding. He's one of the last remaining podcast funders, redact.dev, as you guys know. That's Dan Saltman's company. And he's giving he's giving the talking points to Ethan, and his community is actively in here. They're in here probably right now, losing their minds, looking for something that they can misconstrue, as they do every single day. This clip was posted on the Destiny. Wait, what? They're defending D, losing my mind at the complete inversion of reality here. Then I remember that the H3 sub has been completely taken over by Destiny fans. They all think Destiny's a victim of a years-long harassment campaign by Hassan when it's the other way around. Hassan ignored him for years. Yeah, so that's awesome. The only thing I will say here is that Destiny has been dealing with Hassan for far, far longer than Ethan. Ethan literally said that Hassan brought up Destiny the first time they met in person. He survived like 6 years of Hassan's constant campaigns against him. He used to not pay any attention to them, but that led him to getting the current reputation he has now, where Hassan will lie about him to others, painting the most horrible picture of him that still somewhat persists. There's a reason why people that get yanked from Hassan's cult literally only have to watch like one full video of his to realize he's been lying about him all this time. It's quite hard to overstate just how deep the Destiny Hassan feud goes. When you've seen how bad these communities are at their worst for like over half a decade, you lose any hope that the high ground will matter. What I really find funny about this is not only is it just the exact opposite of the reality, but my favorite is when they do like the liberal Zionist position between me and Destiny. The liberal Zionist, like, well, both sides are kind of, it's like, no, this is not a both sides situation, man. This has been an active cyber stalking operation.
The best example of this, oh man, I don't know if anyone has the clip. I didn't think of it until just right now, but it's like the CPS thing with me. Like, that was a great smear by them, because most people see that shit and they're like, oh, I have to pearl clutch because obviously Ethan Klein would never lie. Epstein would never lie. And then everybody eventually gets to the point that Connor did. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Again, it's the same thing that Hassan is talking about, that like all you need to do is smear people and hope that they don't actually go in and do any of the research themselves, or actually go in and look at any of this stuff themselves. And then once you actually watch a full video from someone, you're like, oh, wait, what the fuck? Why did I think this? Wait, why did this person just like straight up lied? And it's the same thing again with the CPS stuff, where it's like Denims did CPS.
When are you coming back to Fear Ann? Ask March, bro. He's the one that books people. I think Hassan needs a political podcast, and you should do it with me so that I make a lot of money. Because I'll be funny, and then he can, like, bring the topics. You should call it Leftovers. That'd be funny. Wait, Leftovers 2 would be so funny, though. I'd actually be fully in support of that name. Leftovers 2 would be funny as fuck. CPS, The Connor Piker Show. Okay, that's pretty good.
Don't eat banana.
It's funny because, like, he got mad that, like, people called, like, CPS on Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein got mad that people called CPS. I saw something on that recently. I was like, oh, like, yeah, that is kind of fucked. People called Child Protective Services. But then I saw that, like, literally he was like, yeah, like, my kid, like got, like a sickness you only get if you, like, eat dog shit. And the whole family, like, started eating dog shit. And everybody got the dog shit sick. I was like, oh, well, that, you know, that is rather concerning.
That is rather concerning.
Olive has Giardia, which is it's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
And Olive has this?
Olive has this, yeah. She came to us with it.
Okay.
She had diarrhea, and
oh, poor baby.
Ducky came to us with that too. And I just wonder why.
It's relatively common.
It should be. They should have found it already. But anyway, so she has Giardia, so we have her on an antibiotic, but we had to wait until Monday, which is today. We just got it today. And well, Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has Giardia.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And now Ela has Giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
And this is what they say, like, bad empanada is spreading around this this poop lie narrative. And it's like, by spreading around this lie, do you mean watching your podcast?
What can I do to not get it from
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to...
Because I'm not trying to get
Can we crank the AC, maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
Is like posting, watching, reacting to his VOD? Is that promoting a lie? That's just like watching your VOD. That's just reacting to your VOD. Right? And it's the same thing with Hassan, where like a bunch of people are like, you're literally terrorist supporter, you're a terrorist sympathizer, you hate all civilians. And then you watch like one Hassan video and you're like, wait. Was I lied to? Same thing here. It's like, oh my God, Denims did CPS. And then you watch the original video that sparked all of this discourse and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you saying all this shit on stream? What the hell? Why would you say you can only get it from eating poop? Why the fuck would you say that on your show? Why? Hamas called CPS. Hamas did CPS, actually. All right. Anyways,
with mass harassment initiatives, they always do this with like LSF too. Like LSF is literally run by a moderator in Destiny's community. And if you look at the top post in LSF, it's like Hassan sneezed wrong, and it's like 7,000 upvotes. And then all of the comments underneath it is like, yo, he's the worst person that's ever existed. And then they have the audacity to turn around and be like, Hassan obviously brigades this Discord. It's like, it's weird because it doesn't seem to exist.
I mean, it's literally accuse your enemy of, dare I pull up another alt-right playbook video? We go high, or sorry, we go low, you go high. You do what is unacceptable for your enemy to do, And then if they ever even think about doing it, you criticize them and call them all hypocrites, and then you do that. And it's the same thing. It's like, you guys are brigading. You guys are botting viewers. You guys are botting likes. You guys are the ones sending crazy threats to people.
But all Arabs are Hamas. Quick, delete this VOD before his lawyer gets you admitting to be both Hamas and the CPS color.
This video VOD on demand. Accuse your enemy of that which you're guilty of? Yeah, precisely. And it's the same thing. It's like the LSF subreddit is so brigaded. It's so brigaded. It's so brigaded that for the first like 2 days when this story was breaking, every post that I saw about Epstein potentially talking to a 17-year-old was deleted. Until eventually one had to stay up because the story got too big. And guess what? Guarantee it was downvoted to shit by Destiny fans. And all the comments are like, are we just going based off of everything? Are we serious right now? It's like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. Also, many such cases. Chatter says, LOL, I've never posted to LSF. I made one comment. Top comment said, I doubt Ethan called his wife a terrorist. The reply had a timestamp clip where he did. I posted, so he did, question mark, and then I got permabanned for civility. Why were you being so uncivil by saying, so he did, question mark? Are we just going off evidence and the things that our streamer says? Oh, God. I don't really get the factional wars going on right now. Like, some people are still pro-Destiny. Like, what is going on? Well, the problem is that a lot of Epstein fans are, like, young teenage boys. And when it's kind of like Asmongold fans. You can sit there and look at this guy and be like, how the fuck does anyone like Asmongold? And then you have to realize that a lot of the people who like Asmongold are like Asmongold. They like that which they are similar to. Right? Oh, I also don't ever leave my house, and my room is always disgusting, and I'm also a degenerate gamer, and I also hate when wokeism is interfering with my life. And it's sort of the same thing with Epstein fans. Epstein fans are just like, yeah, I'm also too edgy for everyone around me. But like, imagine a bunch of like 17-year-old boys that are like, yeah, my life is so hard. Everything around me is so difficult. Everything's so woke. I love being edgy. You think that they, if you like someone because you think that they're edgy, they're sort of uncancelable, if that makes sense. They just become less publicly popular to support. Their worldview becomes reinforced. Yeah. I don't get the, oh, sorry, didn't mean to pull that up. A different chatter says, I got banned for replying Epstein to someone that posted a Hamas obby for civility and the other person still didn't get banned. Epstein gets banned, but not Hamas obby. Weird. Weird. So bizarre. So weird. A different chatter says, as someone who was in Destiny's content like 7 years or more ago, I was edgy when the whole content relies on debating and breaking down every topic. It's the perfect storm to endlessly defend horrible takes and actions because you've been trained. Yeah. I mean, the best way to describe this, chat, is like, think of someone like Nicki Minaj and think of Nicki Minaj stans. They're not defending Nicki Minaj because they think that she's the best person on the planet. Think of like Doja Cat fans. They're not defending her because they think she's like a morally sound person. Because she's not flawed. No, they're defending her because they like listening to her music They want to keep being fans. They want to keep being stans, and they find her to be relatable. And that's all that matters. You ever have a TV show get canceled? Any people here watch Sense8 on Netflix? Or any other show that you really like that got canceled? Pick a show, any show. Firefly, OA. Pick any show that like got cut. Okay, Expanse fans, listen. Okay, we got a great serving, okay? They got approved for 6 seasons. They gave us a great 6 seasons. I believe that eventually they'll like go back and finish it, all right? Sense8, you opened a wound. Yeah. Sense8 was my shit. I mean, Sense8 wasn't like goated for me, but it was a fun watch. It was really fun. But anyways, think about that show and think about how frustrated it made you to lose that show. Now think of your favorite streamer that way. There's a lot of people, if you don't follow a streamer because you think that if the streamer you watch is purely for entertainment value, it doesn't matter how much of a scumbag they are. You don't watch them for morals. You watch them for them to be entertaining. So long as they can continue to be entertaining, you'll keep watching. And that's why Epstein fans still exist. Because they want to keep watching their TV show and they don't want their TV show to get canceled. They don't care if the person is moral or not. My show wasn't about, well, I only told you to think of your favorite show to describe the emotion, to invoke the emotion of having your favorite TV show canceled. Now imagine if you watch that TV show and you don't care about anything that matters. Do you have a timestamp? I don't want to watch a 30-minute video. Artemis, do you have a timestamp for this? Here's a video on when Epstein on his stream talked with the head mod of LSF and his fans Still 2000 on advice on how to run LSF. I'm sorry, I don't think I can bear to watch a full 30-minute video called Epstein Grills LSF head mod for helping big streamers remove posts. It's only whole talk? What do you mean by that? I mean, like, a specific timestamp for, like, I don't know, something.
2 full years, hold on.
I just can't watch. I can't watch a 30-minute video. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry to jump scare you guys for even 1 second. Moving on. Let's finish this video so we can move on to the Instagram stories.
The Hassan defense on LSF. It's just no emotion overall because you just push through it. And as
my example with XQC is that his stream is a circus and he's a clown that's fun to watch. Yes, many such cases of XQC viewers. XQC viewers don't watch XQC because they think he's an intellect. When he says stupid shit, it's like, like the circus clown is circus clowning. Look. Now imagine you watch a guy because you like that they're edgy. It's like, oh, look, he's being edgy again. Ha ha ha. And then now double or triple that down because you're a teenager and you don't realize how fucked it is to be like 30-something talking to a 17-year-old.
As long as you push through it and as long as you abide by your values and you know, keep doing your own thing, a lot of these guys who are just like utterly repulsive, truly evil individuals, they just, you know, they keep themselves up anyway in all of their anger, in all of their resentment, in all of their animosity. If you design your entire worldview around hating one person and you don't have any sort of like discernible values, you are inevitably going to find yourself locked in to, I guess, defending Israel's genocide. Yeah, one community constantly harasses, doxes, stalks your entire family, anyone you show any positivity towards with botted email campaigns to deplatform, deport, and arrest you. And then this community says, wow, they suck. Also, he's a pedophile. These are the same thing. In the grand scheme of things, like, I think there's only the more the spotlight is on a person like Destiny, the more even people who know him as like, oh, the fast talking liberal debate guy who owns Republicans, realize that maybe he's not such a good guy. And they come to that conclusion on their own. They don't need someone to like lie about who he is or whatever and actively make content about how much of a piece of shit he is by framing things he's saying in the most negative ways possible for 6 years onward. Whereas for Destiny, he has had to do that. And because my position is not exactly popular among neck-bearded incels online who dominate every single space, there is definitely a robust market for Hassan-style content amongst apolitical content creators and slop tubers alike. But even then, organically, those guys have realized maybe we shouldn't be aligned with this weirdo loser who is so toxic that he has actively harmed people in his closest orbit. Reminder that Hassan's Freak Squad has threatened to murder Destiny several times. Never happened. Never said that. I can understand why he doesn't give a he's been targeted by them for years now and has zero faith in Twitch. That's just a lie. And it's not just a lie, but it's like straight up projection. And it's additionally funny because like I've always taken an approach of just gray rocking. That's what it's called, right? When you're dealing with narcissists. I've always taken this approach where I just like don't, you know, for years and years, I did not talk about Destiny at all. And I just kept doing my own thing. And in the beginning, obviously, my community was much smaller than his. And then it grew. And then he never let that go. He never let that, he never lived that down. In the process, he clearly did not take care of his own son, who is now an out and about Nazi. He let his own son be in his Discord where, you know, he turned into a Nazi. I feel terrible about that. And also has done a bunch of illegal things. And every single time he does something like that, his exit ramp has always been, and this is not dissimilar to like what XUC would do back in the day when, you know, people would yell at him about gambling. He'd be like, well, what about Hassan? And then people would be like, oh yeah, you're right. Hassan is worse. Like that's what he does. But after the 11th time that you get like caught doing some shit all on your own, eventually, you know, your people in your fandom are obviously going to go, yeah, man, you're kind of fucked up. Isn't this just internet drama? I mean, seriously, why give these people the time of day now? I mean, this is crimes. It's not just internet drama.
Yes. Don't make me play the XQC clip. You're not canceled. You're a criminal. Oh, man. I mean, okay, so before we get ahead of ourselves, sorry, I'm having too much fun, all right? I'm having too much fun at this fallout. Because again, I said this from day one, and I know I already said this yesterday, but I'll keep saying it. I don't care. This was always bound to happen. The day that Ethan Klein decided to buddy up with Dan Stockman and Epstein, whether he admits it or not, which we have a very funny update to that today. That's when it all went downhill. When he attempted to get, well, not attempted, succeeded at getting us banned for 30 days. And he did it he did it by teaming up with Epstein and Dan Saltman. Because the problem is, Ethan Klein can't mobilize his audience in the same way that Epstein can mobilize his audience. And I'm going to be honest, the shit that the H3 fans do is just, it's mostly just cringe. It's very like white woman cringe stuff. Like, I've gotten so many replies or like messages or whatever, comments on, for example, Instagram of like, it is the most H3 girly you can think of. That's for some bizarre reason still watches it. And they always leave comments on my post being like, I can tell you're not very smart. It's obvious you never went to college. It's like, what? And then they type a whole essay about how I am a detriment to feminism. I'm like, this is the cringiest thing I've read all day. Thank you for the free engagement. It's very HR. It's Kathy from HR. Exactly. It's like they're almost a little cute in their inability to like actually do anything effectively. Explain the appeal. Why do girlies love the show? It's so bad. Oh, because Ethan Klein always succumbs to Hila. Like she is the end all be all on the show. If she decided tomorrow that Ethan Klein would have to be bald forever, he would do that. And as a female viewer, it's nice to watch a show where the wife or the female co-host is the authority figure on that show. That and that Ethan Klein is a quintessential messy bitch. Yeah. You blow my mind about I mean, I'm being honest. I get it now. Thanks. You know, I'm the content whisperer. Okay. I'm the content whisperer. Dude has her scary face tattooed on him. She was supportive of him getting another tattoo of her face as long as she got to pick it. So there's a lot for girlies to like there in the H3 show, or there used to be. Nowadays, not so much, but there used to be. It's a very gossipy show, very gossipy person, very gossipy people, rather. And Ethan, at the end of the day, is the wife guy. So whatever Hila says is whatever goes. Evil Gomez Adams. Yeah. Okay. Now, I really love the part where he coughs directly into the mic. Yeah, that one's my favorite too. That was my favorite. It's literally a tea podcast, but with a splash of Zionism. Yeah. Epstein fans burning their Teddy Fresh as we speak. Oh. You don't think Ethan is sincerely pro-Israel? Nope. I think if Hila was Palestinian, he would be sincerely pro-Palestinian. And I mean that with my full chest. And I'm not joking. I mean that absolutely. And this is like evidenced by the numerous positions he's held over the years. Like, I didn't follow any of this shit, but I know that there was like Bottomgate, where he likes the appeal of like progressivism, but at the end of the day, he's just going to go with what he thinks the majority of people won't get mad at him for, or what his wife wants. I don't even, I mean, you can go and watch their old content where they're just shitting on Israel. I think Hila sincerely feels the way that she does about Israel. I think all of her positions are genuine. The fuck is Bottomgate? Someone else explained it to me. I wasn't there for this. I don't know. It's a long story. I don't feel like getting too deep into it. All right. You can see it in real time. There'll be something he won't care about. And then the next show that Hila will be there and they'll both be furious about it. It's hilarious. I mean, yes, correct. Yes, 100%. All right. Moving on. I just want all of you to know the H3H2 subreddit is still, in fact, getting brigaded. Here's one of the top 10 posts, 80% upvoted. Here is my little research on Destiny situation. First things first. Blah 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 blah. TLDR. How many characters was this? Do I even want to know? It's like at least a couple thousand. TLDR, it's a nothing burger situation. Willie thought Destiny was sending a potential CP, but it was just a Skype call. None of this drama would happen if the research team just do their research. So, for anyone who was curious, correct. Yes, it is still getting brigaded. This is absolutely an Epstein fan. I would love to see this much research into literally anyone other than Epstein. It's not brigaded. These are his fans now. I mean, you're kind of not wrong. So let's get into the best part. All right, buckle in.
Haggling me, bro?
No.
I don't know who this is. I don't know what that is. The VOD father. Absolute banger. VOD on demand. Dropping
He
tomorrow.
shared in a group chat with a couple.
And then now we're bringing back the Mr. Beard video, which I'm pretty sure he didn't watch in the time it got released. It's actually, I'm not a big Ryan Beard video enjoyer, only because they're a liberal. They're just very lib. They're just very lib coded, you know? But this was a good video. This was a good video on Epstein. But just know, Ryan Beard is very liberal. All right, moving on.
Of his friends, the message is.
Wait. One thing I will say, I've never said this take before. Respect to the name, okay? As someone that goes by Denims online and never wears denims, I've got to say I respect going by Ryan Beard online and never having a beard. Real, recognize real. All right? Just want to say that. Brave, bold, respect. You don't? No. Why would I ever wear jeans at home? I barely wear jeans outside.
You want to see the sickest shit?
They're also anti-Hassan and pro-Israel. I wouldn't call them anti-Hassan. Because I think anti-Hassan has a very specific implication that it's like you're a dishonest. I think he disagrees with Hassan, and I think he's wrong. He's Hassan critical. That is a better. And the problem is, it's more that he's against Hassan because he's a liberal. He's not an anti-Hassan fan because he's an Epstein fan. He's against Hassan because he has liberal brain. Right? I haven't seen him do anything that's been like genuinely, obscenely dishonest against Hassan in the way that like Ethan Klein has, or like Epstein has, or Nicholas Oreo, or any of these other people, right? And he doesn't go out of his way to like be obsessed or farm him. So just a little different. Hutch? No, Hutch is also, I don't know. Hutch is just sad. It's just sad to think about Hutch as a person. Okay, moving on.
In the world, so many fangirls. I had one that was 15. She wanted to meet and hook up. Dude, she's 15, what the fuck? But she sent me pictures that made it so hard to say no. Then Destiny linked a picture of this girl in a bikini in the chat and said, "Girl on the left, so hard to say no. Gonna get arrested one of these MLGs, man." So in these logs, when Destiny was 23, he said that it was really hard to turn down hooking up with this 15-year-old because she looked so good in this picture of her in a bikini. He then shared this lewd image of a child with his friends and said that he's gonna get arrested someday. Well, like I said, a woman just filed a police report against Destiny, so we'll just have to wait and see if his prediction is true. A couple years later in 2015, when Destiny was 26, he shared in his chat, "I would fuck the shit out of that 15-year-old, what the fuck? There's no way that chick is 15. So now we've seen two separate occasions where Destiny says that he's attracted to 15-year-olds. Ironically, this conversation where he's sharing a picture of a 15-year-old in a bikini with his friends is the exact same conversation where he also shared that other woman's nudes without her consent. Sharing non-consensual nudes and sharing a picture of a child in a bikini in one conversation? What a certified Destiny moment.
Well, Ethan, I'm glad that you finally decided to actually look into this video. Sorry it took you so long to do that. Also, I just realized we missed a couple. Sorry. I forgot. This is a billion stories. 1 second. Let's start at the beginning. Wait, I want to read chat message first. Honestly, I can't believe how much Hutch has fallen off the wagon. I used to watch his videos. So much when I was younger. There was a while where he was talking about mental health regularly, and I feel like he was a great influence for young men who are terminally online. Now he's just a malding old neo-lib. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But I don't think Hutch has committed any like unforgivable crime. I think he's just a lib. He does owe Mike $1,500. Like, he's just dumb. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I feel like people like Epstein, you can't forgive these people because they're just like total pieces of shit. There's no redeemable qualities. Same thing with Tectone. It's like, I don't give a fuck if tomorrow he deleted all his videos and decided to become a leftist. No. No. "100% agree. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. Just not putting him in the same boat." Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely a different boat. I think I'm just a little biased, and I just kind of Hutch is just never his character or his persona has never been appealing for me. Right? It's just like too milk toast, I think. Anyways, moving on. Epstein fans, here's the issue. You say nobody knows for sure if she was 17 when the nudes were exchanged. The fact that Epstein even put himself in this position to receive naked photos of a minor, even inadvertently, is a massive problem. This man clearly exploits his vulnerable fans for sexual gratification. He was 33 at the time that she was 17/18. How can anyone defend this? I like that, like, Ethan is like looking around the room and being like, wait, where the fuck did all these Destiny fans come from? What do you mean these aren't all my fans? What do you mean my subreddit is being super brigaded because I accidentally got these people to become my fans? Uh-oh. He continues. You were saying, sorry, this is in his subreddit, people defending Epstein. Number one, you're saying he knew it might have been a minor and his lawyer told him to preserve the images to protect himself, which means he knew there was a chance it was CP. But two, his lawyer absolutely did not tell him to hold on to potential CP. LOL. That never happened unless his lawyer is Jared Fogle. Three, possession. Well, it's not. There's no three. Possessing CP is a crime, period. Unless you're a Fed doing an investigation. There's no such thing as hanging on to CP just in case. It's just not a thing. Lots of folks dying on Lolly Hill today. I'm reminded of when the Vosh Lolly shit happened. Destiny defended Vosh, and I remember exactly what he said because I thought it was so outrageous. He said, quote, "How old is the girl in the drawing? You mean how old is the drawing? It's a fucking drawing. Who cares?" I like how that was the first thing that Epstein did, where Ethan was like, hey, I'm starting to think that this guy might not be so good. And it wasn't any of the countless things that happened before then. Epstein literally told Willie Mac on record he's responding to more of the people that brigaded into his audience that became his audience. In his subreddit, this person says, I just don't think the pod should cover SA claims, pedophile claims, unless there's absolute solid evidence. It's dangerous to claim this about anyone. Hassan showing nudes is extremely gross, and there's evidence, but claiming he's anything but gross at this time is wrong. Destiny obviously has some strange sexual tendency. Strange! It's not being... Sorry to wake you up, Mayor Cat. It's not a strange sexual tendency. It's a crime. You're a criminal. You're not canceled. You know what? If there was nothing but a billion text messages of Epstein saying he just really loves armpits, guess what? No one would be making a fuss. We would just be like, that's the armpit guy. I don't know. He just really likes armpits. And all the women are his age or whatever, and he just really likes armpits. Yeah, people are going to judge him, but that's just like other people's opinions. It's not a strange sexual tendency to message minors. It is a strange sexual tendency to like cake sitting. It's a strange sexual tendency to like a lot of different types of fetish content. Okay? It's a strange sexual tendency to be really into feet or the back of knees. All right? It's a strange sexual tendency to be into balloon popping. I can go on. All right? It's not a strange sexual tendency to message minors. You're not canceled. You're a criminal. What the fuck is your porn history? I don't look at porn. I have a very vivid imagination. I don't need porn. Catching strays here. Whoa. All right. Continuing. Did Epstein say he still has the images? Yes. Do we know factually it's the same? No. Do we know that if/what his lawyer factually said? No. Can we share our opinion that not verifying age before interacting with others in a sexual manner is disgusting? Yes. Can we agree sexual messaging fans is an abuse of power? Yes. Should we say he's a pedophile? No. Epstein literally told Willie Mac on record that he has this material, unambiguously, full confession. And why the fuck is he accepting nudes from people so young they live with their parents, have braces, and do homework? Slight adjustment here. Technically, you can be doing homework in college. I understand the point that he's trying to make, but you can be doing homework in college. Moving on. Fuck that. Anyone defending Destiny is lost, and I would be a total hypocrite to not call him out entirely. This is something I've always been I've passionately stood against, and what Epstein has done is pretty much as bad as anything I've seen. Period. I have no desire to further litigate this. No desire to further litigate this. Meanwhile, there's like 16 more stories. If you have seen any inkling of desire to defend Epstein, I can promise you this is not the right community for you. Sorry, you can all leave. I'm right. They're not gonna leave. They've already infected the community, dude. You're fucked, dude. You're totally boned.
If I put up
Vodfather, okay. And then, the final story for today, posted 11 hours ago. Epstein, you're a very smart and funny guy. That's how you know a tweet is starting strong. Or an Instagram story is starting strong. But don't worry, there's more. I've been following your career for a long time, since you were cleaning carpets in between StarCraft 2 games. I'm sorry, what? I saw you transition to streaming full-time, which as someone who was also working a 9-to-5, I found really inspiring. I'm sorry, what? It was soon after I took that same chance on myself, inspired in part by you, to become a full-time creator. Okay, so just like one quick question. Didn't you say like a few months ago that you didn't even know who this guy was?
I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny.
What? Destiny? What?
What? What? The guy that I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day? That is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community? Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Not only is there video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used clips that are unlisted called Hamasabi when making arguments about my virulent anti-Semitism.
Who gives a fuck?
From
I pulled a clip
link that came from a Destiny fan account.
So that's your proof that I work with Destiny.
None of that is relevant.
Okay.
What's relevant is your constant coordination with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman, who you featured on your context nuke. So yeah, I don't think it's that ridiculous of a fucking assertion to make, especially when considering the fact that you have been corresponding with Dan Saltman, and you did, and he is Destiny's podcast co-host, and the what does he call himself? The general of the Hezbollah, I think that's what they call themselves, the Taliban and the Hezbollah, their mass harassment operations that they engage in.
How would he know? He doesn't even know him.
Well, yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane. And it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
I think
worked
you're doing
with,
enough
talked
to
about
discredit
Destiny in
yourself
my
all on your own. I
life.
don't.
He's never spoke to, talked about.
Crediting me when I've never spoken to,
I think
worked
you're doing
with,
enough
talked about.
He's never spoken to or worked with or even talked about for his entire life.
Destiny in my life.
I don't need to bring
it's
that
a
up.
really nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy. I think you are you pulled a meme from his subreddit once. And there was a guy in your Discord that's also in his Discord. I think you're hallucinating.
I didn't say any of those things.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hassan?
Dude, I feel
Ethan,
how insane this debate was.
I didn't
Hassan,
say
are you
that.
crashing out?
I gave you.
Do you
I
have
gave
friends
you
who are
a
aware
reason.
of the condition and can help you get the help you need?
Okay, Ethan.
You're delusional.
You featured Destiny's podcast.
I said he discovered the IP ban. Is that not
with.
true? I said Dan Saltman discovered the IP ban. That's all I said. I didn't endorse. I didn't. All I said is he discovered the IP ban. Is that true? Is that materially true?
I don't think
it
so.
is. It is.
I think someone in Destiny's community did it, but it's fine. Yeah.
So how is that
up.
an endorsement?
Ethan,
what,
are you
Ethan?
claiming that
is this
you
what
don't
you
have
do whenever you're trying to avoid
Ethan?
Hassan, are you hallucinating?
Ethan?
Hassan?
This was such a funny part. Even Hassan can't help but chuckle a little. Ethan, Hassan, Ethan.
Do you not correspond with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman?
I've talked to Dan Saltman, but also I don't think that that's Destiny, is it?
Yeah, no, that's just his podcast co-host and is perfectly aligned with him and uses his community to brigade. And also has literally tried to blackmail people in Destiny's own
don't really
community.
fucking care
for
because that's not Destiny, is it?
unearthing sex crimes that he did.
Man, you
Do
are
you feel
really
like that's a good
hallucinating.
person to align with?
I'm not
you now
endorsing him.
openly admit.
I'm not endorsing him at all. I just said I've spoken to him.
No, yeah, you're not endorsing him. You're just getting
Have
information
you ever
from him
spoken to somebody
use.
you don't endorse? I mean, what kind of silly bullshit are we doing here?
Certainly.
Well, there you go.
I speak to
Oh my
people I
God,
don't
dude.
endorse. I'm speaking to one right now.
You talked to Dan Saltman. You're fucking outed as a Destiny's best friend.
Ethan, you're the one who admitted that just now.
I said I've spoken with Dan Saltman, not that I'm a Destiny collaborator, which is what you claim, which is an outright, pathetic, provably wrong lie. And this is part of your disinformation campaign to delegitimize my points without ever having to address them. And isn't that convenient? You never have to address anything I say because you can just say, Ethan's friends with Destiny. Ethan's hallucinating.
Ethan, I don't think I need to. I didn't bring up Destiny. You did.
Yeah.
And also,
because you lied about me for 2 years working with them.
Yeah.
Destiny, you did.
Yeah.
And also,
because you lied about me for 2 years working with them.
2 years.
That's right. Hassan, listen.
Ethan, this is kind of embarrassing
Year and a half.
to admit, but I defended you both to my community and in general because I thought that you were a lot more open-minded until
What have we
pretty much
disagreed on?
The December
What have we
of
disagreed on?
2024.
I'm sorry. What am I not open-minded about? What have we disagreed on, Hassan, other than me criticizing you and your friends? What have I said against the Palestinian people? Go ahead. What do we disagree on?
What we are disagreeing on is what you choose to focus on.
Does that seem
and
significant?
What you think is the major point of contention here.
Well, that's first of all, I'm what I choose to focus on is certainly something you can critique.
A little frivolous.
But does that justify like lying about me continually for a year and a half just because you don't like where I'm focused? That seems immaterial.
Lying about what?
About me being a Destiny fan, about hallucinating, sweeping for your anti-Semitic friends, lying about context, saying that my video's out of context without watching it. Hassan.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. All right, there was another clip that I saw and I fucking lost it. I'll see if I can find it, but we'll get around to it if I can find it. It was a clip from Epstein's stream where he basically says that Ethan Klein had reached out to him. But I don't know if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it in time. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll do my best. Okay. Shall we continue? Let me just remind you guys, after he went on this massive tirade about how he's never spoken to Destiny, he doesn't know Destiny, he's never even heard of who Destiny is. From that point on, I saw you transitioning to streaming full-time, which is someone who's also working a 9 to 5, I found really inspiring. It was soon after I took the same chance on myself, inspired in part by you to become a full-time creator. Later on, I came around to your political streaming content, a genre you pioneered. You've had such a long and accomplished career that anyone would be extremely proud of. I'm genuinely sad about the great potential you've had and for what was thrown away because vices took over your life. As a parent, you know the implications and the ramifications of chatting with a 15-year-old. Okay, using the term parent there is very, we're using it very loosely. All right, can I just be honest for 1 second? We're using parent here very, very loosely. I would call it like sperm donor before I'd call it parent. Personally, that's just my 2 cents. Okay. You need help. Oh, sorry. He doesn't, not quite yet. Not quite yet. One more sentence earlier than that. You know how a teenager looks up to the adults they admire and how easily they can be manipulated. The time for irreverent jokes is over. You need help. This is a long pattern of sexual deviancy with teenagers. I hope you take the time to understand what inside you is missing and why that would urge a grown man to flirt with a 15-year-old. I am not taking pleasure in any of this. It's all very sad. I do hope you find the help and peace you need because children deserve better. Why did he write a love letter to him? It's giving Putin, if I was your mother. What? This is the nicest, I think. Oh, thank you. Anarchy, thank you. Thank you so much for finding this. So this is the nicest I think I've ever seen Ethan be to anyone. He wrote him like a final love letter while this guy is actively making fun of him and talking about stepping in poop. So after admitting that he's been watching him for over a decade and that he inspired him to become a full-time content creator, in a bold strategy, Epstein decided to do the same.
I think it was like, I don't even know when. It was after October 7th.
It was after October 7th.
When Hassan's chat was like spamming insane shit. And I went over it on stream and I think Ethan DM'd me and he asked me, he was like, wait.
After October 7th, blah, 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 Hassan. And Ethan reached out to me.
Where did you get the chat message from? And I told him, I think this might be 2 years ago.
I've never spoken to him. I've never. Sorry, let's get the.
So, do you want to tell me what is have any?
What?
What? What? The guy
no,
that I talk
had
about
to...
fucking obsessively 100 times a day. That is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community. Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane, and it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
no, I think you're
worked
doing
with,
enough
talked
to
about Destiny in my life.
I don't need to bring
it's
that
a
up.
really nice way of you. You know what?
In his life, he's never spoken about, talked to, or worked with ever in his life.
Chat was like spamming insane shit. And I went over it on stream and I think Ethan DM'd me and he asked me, he was like, wait, where did you get the chat message from? And I told him, I think this might be 2 years ago.
There's no work.
These are so, but I think Ethan is like so desperate.
In his life, never. Except for the times that he has, and except for the fact that he admitted to doing so. In my life, never. Do you guys remember when I made my video on this nonsense? And I put this clip in. I'm gonna play it again. Complete vindication, by the way, chat. I just need to say, chat, I have never been wrong about anything ever. And you can trust me. And if you don't trust me, you're sexist. You're a massive, massive misogynist. And that's true. And that's just factually true. No, but actually.
Unban, please. I learned that I'm an idiot. Eve always been a lefty Hasley also say stuff ironically to meme. For all my old messages.
Huh? I'll take a look at that later. Remember, guys? Wait 1 second. Remember, guys, when I put together this video? And then the Epstein stands came in and they were like, he was joking. Hello? Second, the day after Ethan Klein got caught browsing a subreddit.
I know it wouldn't look good for Ethan to publicly do anything with you, but if you reach out on private at all, well, privately we chat a ton, of course. Why do you think I've been off stream so much the past week? I'm like scripting these fucking videos. But publicly, I mean, it's difficult to associate with him because Asana's just going to accuse me of like mind fucking him, basically, right?
Remember when I made that video and they were like, he was just kidding. He was joking. He was actually just kidding around. He doesn't actually think that. It's a joke, which always never made any sense at all, by the way. Total Denims vindication, total Denims victory, by the way. But it never made any sense because even if you're joking about it, in that universe where you're joking about it, what you're joking that you are aware that you can't publicly associate together because that ruins Ethan's credibility and his ability to push more anti-Hassan propaganda. Like you're admitting to the reality in your alleged joke. Dude, my favorite thing about Ethan Klein fans is that they're so certain that everybody else is the idiot and it's not them, that everybody else are the baddies and it's not them, that they've deluded themselves into thinking that everybody else self-owns and not themselves when they are the biggest self-owners on the planet. Can you imagine writing Denims and Victory don't go in the same sentence, gang, and then literally putting Denims and Victory in the same sentence? Every accusation is an admission. It's all projection. They have to pretend like everybody else is self-owning because they need to obscure from the fact that they're the ones that are cooking themselves. So sad, dude. It's tough. You're constantly wrong, though, Denims. I remember when you wouldn't run top of the hour ad breaks. Fuck, you're right. Shit. Look. You're sad, TBH.
She's technically right. The best kind of right.
Yeah, well, you're stupid and you're dumb and you know my mommy likes me a lot. Oh, dude, come on. You just projected your fans. I think you were trying to write you just projected your fans, but that doesn't make any sense either. I projected my fans where? What the? Oh my God. I mean, again, these are the holy shit. These are the people that watch Ethan 10 divided by 10 Klein. Okay? They're not the sharpest tools in the shed, not the brightest bulbs, okay? What do they think the word projection means? I don't think that they know. I don't think that they know. Astral projection? I don't know. Oh, dude. This is so sad. This is probably the saddest stuff. You need to be at least 13 to use this platform. It's a 2014 account, dude. This is either like a white woman Zionist liberal, or it's a divorced man. I'm here to watch society fail, aka Denims. You are why society is failing, dude. You can't even put one sentence together or even follow through with a single insult. It's also not hard to do a good insult against me. Half of the chatters in here insult me on a daily basis, and they're good insults. It's not that hard. I give people a lot of material to work with. The bitch with the link thinks she can't get insulted, oh God. Are you having a stroke? Dude, call 911. Dude. Someone please tell someone that you need 911. Oh my God. I'm going to get you out of here so that you can take care of your health, dude. Please. Maybe he's drunk. Sunday wine, honestly. Wine time. Honestly, wine time. I like this guy too. Sorry, this guy's also good.
What did I just tune into JFC?
Why you always sit and say anything ever? Why you always sit and say anything ever? So true. So true. Why I always sit. Why? I didn't think about it that way. Dude. Dude. Fucking real. Okay, wait. Let me see this chatter that was like, please unban me. One sec. Oh, it was a trans sports person. Okay. All right. I will unban you because you were polite about it. And I hope you did your research on this stuff because, they are a Hasanabi head. They were using emotes, but I hope you do your research on that stuff because it's unfortunately unequivocally true that the sports memes is all nonsense. But I don't want to get too deep into it because once you open that can of worms, you're stuck in that conversation, and I'm not doing that. I'm not getting trapped. I love those messages though because it reminds me of this. Whole day, I'm fucking busy, only get few money. Dude, for real. Fucking for real. Why you sit always and say anything ever? So true, dude. Fucking true. Truers in chat. All right, back to what we were talking about. Alrighty. Back to what we're talking about. Back to what we were on. So, guy who's never spoken to Destiny, just as a reminder, there's more.
I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but I don't even know Destiny.
He doesn't even know Destiny.
Literally, you'll see. It's quite a thing. The desperation to somehow make me Destiny. In their minds, they're like, no, he's Destiny.
Well, he's been the nemesis of Hassan's community for a long time now, and
I will take the baton.
Yeah. Pass the baton.
It's time to pass the baton, my friend. He said he's his friend, dude. He said he's his friend. Go back. Fucking on.
Why you sit always and say anything? Ever?
True.
Let me see. I got some memes here. Charlie, the nuclear video, excuse me, was awesome. Absolutely fire. Great moves, Ethan. Keep it up. Proud of you. Thank you so much, Charlie. And the comments that I've been most...
They also gifted 50...
This is streaming.
Flocky, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Old Man Tillius, thank you so much for the 23. JW, thank you so much for the 21. Smoke and Mirrors, thank you for the Prime. Pizza, thank you for the 2 months. Jabba, thank you for the Prime. Fistful of Checks, thank you for the 9. Darrow, thank you for the Tier 1. Duck Authority, thank you for the 36. Thanks, guys. Thanks. This crash out will be studied. Yes. Correct. I don't even know him. I don't even
Literally, you'll see. It's quite a thing. The desperation to know if you know this, but I don't even know Destiny.
I don't even know Destiny.
Literally, you'll see.
You'll see. Steven, you're a very smart and funny guy. I've been following your career for a long time since you were cleaning carpets in between StarCraft 2 games. I also don't even know him. Dude, it's so funny that, like, I called this shit from day one where I was like, and I put it in my video. I felt like I think my experience online has been I'll say something reasonable that no normal person in the real world would ever disagree with. And then everyone collectively pretends like that's not true. Like me putting this clip in where Epstein is saying, I'm basically writing these videos for him. And it's like, yeah, I mean, everyone can tell the cadence is different. The context is different. The type of attacks are different, obviously. Even his Instagram stories, I wouldn't put it past him that he was writing half the Instagram stories. Because even the way that he was writing them didn't seem sane. And then everyone was like, that was a joke. They've never spoken to each other, you idiot. And I was like, what? That was not a joke. There's no... You know what? I'm going to stand back because I know I will be vindicated. And guess what? I just had to wait a little bit and then I got vindicated. And that's why this is the best place to sub. That's why this is the best place to sub. Because when you use emotes in other people's chats, everybody knows that you will be vindicated. It's simply true. Ruli, thank you for the 2 months. Raja, thank you for the 11. I don't know if I said thank you, but Diner Special, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you. New, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Overgut, thank you for the gift sub to Left is Best. Thanks. Calling it a joke protects him from legal squash. Oh, legal squash.
Denims is streaming.
Legal squash. Legal squash. Right. Obviously. Sorry. I forgot about legal squash. My bad. Shams, thank you for the 5 gift subs. And
Hassan's hot. I'm gonna fuck him.
Debag, thank you for the Prime. Thanks, guys. Thank you. All right. Let's close. A million tabs open. Close. Lawoofi, thank you also for the 5 gift subs. Sirzin, thank you for the gift sub. Thanks, guys.
Denims is streaming.
Mackie, thank you. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Did you change tops or am I high? You might be hitting the pendulum too hard because I've been wearing the same. I haven't moved. Why are you always sitting? Sorry. You definitely hit that pendulum hard.
I'm gonna fuck him.
All right. Okay. All right. I saw this post also. I think someone linked it in chat.
Put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who
Oh, yeah. And then people called iDubbbz crazy for this too.
who's posting this in the first place?
And by people, I mean Epstein fans. So not really people.
If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me.
Yup. And if he was ever capable of like looking inward ever and taking any criticism ever, he would have found this shit and he would have heard and listened to the people that said, hey, dude, like you gotta stop. Your community is going to be infested. Give it a couple months and it's going to be infested. You ever think about making a quote list of banger hater post? Why you always sit and say anything ever is quality content. I've thought about making like a collage, a nice mural. I'm curious when the crew starts to bail on mass. I don't think the crew will leave. I think they enjoy their cushy job. If anything, I think that they think that the start of this like anti-Epstein arc, they're like, wait, can we finally heal? Is it finally over? All right. Elmdale, thank you for the tier 1. Thanks. Oh, and yeah, there was this as well. Thank you for linking this. Clip from July 17th. In case you're wondering why Ethan called Destiny a carpet cleaner, was a subtle dig. Him and Dan Saltman used it as an insult to Epstein. To them, he's nothing but a dropout carpet cleaner with an underwhelming streaming career and an unhinged fan base they could use. Touche. Wait, I have not seen this. I've never seen this.
Then this user is going to go and jump through the steps to, you know, do different things so that they can inject their process into a higher level or something else so they can't be detected. So those are the things you have to do. You learn something?
You don't even know what ring 0 access is, and you're trying to
All
tell me
right,
about
I don't know. You can say I don't know what this shit is when I fucking created this fucking industry that you're bitching about. What's so funny? What's your fucking accomplishment? Why don't you tell us about fucking cleaning carpets? I'm so fucking done with this podcast, bro.
We're just talking about anti-hack.
Why do they sound the same? Great question. Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird play by Ethan because it's like, why would you show everyone that you know this much Epstein lore? Like that doesn't. I don't think that makes you look good. I don't think that anyone thinks that makes you look good. So I don't even understand why.
Then this user is going to go and jump.
Close. Dude, the leftovers subreddit people are having too much fun also. They're having an obscene amount of fun. H3 fans realizing half their community has been Destiny fans for months. Are we the baddies? Oh, dude. Oh, yes, we are. You guys are having a fucking party, dude. You ever drive around like a block and you see people having a crazy house party and you're like, damn, those people are having fun. That's like me looking at the leftover subreddit. I'm like, damn, these people are having fun. Me too, to be clear, but like this shit is just this shit is fun. New mega flop about a drop. 1 in 2013 is this. Dude, stop. Oh, stop, dude. I will say I did see like a post on there, and I agree with the person who posted it, talking about how Epstein fans are going to feel a little weird right now because they're kind of not welcome in the Ethan Klein subreddit anymore, but they might just stay just to continue to shit stir. It's hard to tell how things will play out on that front because Ethan Klein pretty explicitly said leave, but why would they leave when they can cause more discourse and more harm to him and they've already infiltrated, right? But they might try and infiltrate the leftover subreddit. That's a plausible thing. Things to keep your eyes out for. You know, the Nazi and the Nazi bar analogy. Wait, I was going to show something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, on the reel for a second. This is, I think, the most obscene thing. Wanted to ask how the lawsuit's going. Been watching highlights. Want to know if you're going to crush him or whatever the outcome is going to be. Oh, yeah. I have total faith. We got a good, strong case. there was no copyright infringement. And we will fight legally to the end. So I feel very good. I feel very, very good. Oh, and you know, obviously all of the filings are public. So if you're ever curious, you're more than welcome to go ahead and read. We're going to do, like, I think soon-ish, I'd love to do a cooking stream, and then we can do, because I promised we would do one, and then we can do a, like another fundraiser push during the cooking stream. But I want to organize a really fun cooking stream because we don't really do them that much. So I feel really good about our chances. I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. All right. Will there be any illegal squash? No legal squash. None. No squash.
Will there be any legal squash in the lawsuit?
We're going to be squashless. I'm sorry. I hope that's okay with you. Dude, I love Joshua Girl. Everyone's very focused on the Hassan of it all, but Destiny's fall finally coming to fruition and him taking Ethan, etc. with him is actually a Casey-tron total victory. Correct. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, dude. There were two other things that I wanted to highlight on this story. Did you ever react to the new Ethan clip of him talking shit about your filing? No, it doesn't seem worthwhile to react to. There was nothing in there. All he says is like, yeah, this is a standard filing, but it's a bad one. Okay. It's like, well, no, it's just like a standard response. There's really nothing. What? And then he says something like, something along the lines of like, this is so unaggressive or something like that, or so cheap or something like that. It's like, yeah, I would like to use the finances as effectively as I can. I don't want to fundraise and have people donate to me and then I'm, not using the finances as effectively as I can. I feel like I have an obligation to the people who donated to utilize them and stretch that money as far as I can. So why would I do anything else? That just seems like the right thing to do. But anywho, yeah. I'm sorry, the filing didn't have any funny memes in it. Apologies. Sorry. We didn't put any funny memes. Yeah. You're making this filing so boring, dude. How am I supposed to stream this? You're making this content so boring. Complaining about copy and paste, but he's in creative writing. It's a legal document. Yeah. And then I think he like criticized like Casey-tron's document for being too similar to mine or whatever. It's like, we have the same legal representation and we're defending against the cases are very similar. They're not the same, but they're very similar. So of course, a lot of it's going to be the same, right? Of course, like all the statements that are like, you're doing copyright infringement. The response is going to be, no, 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 no. They're just very similar cases. Again, they're still different cases for sure, but there's a lot of overlap there. Legal answers are usually boring. They're supposed to be. Like, yeah. So anywho. I was so happy how y'all did that. Didn't give them anything to make content out of. No, I really, I'm very happy with my legal team. And I want to have the strongest case possible to, fight and I don't know, make you guys proud. I want to use the money as effectively as I can because that's what I'm expecting you guys donated for, and I want to make you guys proud. And if that means the filings are going to be boring, the filings are going to be boring. Okay, I can be happy and celebrate after a big win. But anywho, this lawsuit's going to be unwatchable. But Denims, you did admit to being Denims. He did get you there. Fuck. Yes, I did admit that I am, in fact, Denims. So, can't weasel out of that one. That one's true. I am, in fact, Denims, and there's no weaseling for that one. Fuck. Canceled. For real, dude. For real. For real. Crazy that you'd admit that. Yeah, sorry. Why would you do that? All right. Last thing. Ethan is about to realize in real time how a little motion. I think they meant how little motion his current community of losers actually has when it's not propped up by the worst digital terrorists in the world. In my opinion, one reason why Ethan has been untouchable the last couple of years is the fact that he's not afraid to weaponize his community against people he doesn't like. This was fine when those people were influencers and other horrible weirdos, but in the last 2 years, those people have been exclusively nobodies with no platforms who dared to challenge him. It's going to be very funny to watch him attempt to go after sponsors and destroy the lives of random people when all he has left are the HR Karens who love to wear color block pastel and dox themselves for his approval for some reason. GGG is no longer going to be his attack dog. Many of his diehard fans have been banned, lost interest, or don't want to go up against Ethan's current enemies, which are actual creators with fans and platforms. The other thing, too, is like, I think he underestimates how many people in these attacks were Epstein attack dogs and how many of them were his. Like, Ethan Klein's attack dogs, they are all like HR Karens wearing color block pastels. Like, they're not very threatening or like spooky people, right? It's just like, I've seen the hate comments and I can tell immediately, just like I spotted the Sneeko fan from a mile away, which is not very hard to spot. It's the same thing with like Ethan Klein fans. Like, you can spot Ethan Klein fans from a mile away versus Epstein fans. And dude, even like, where is it?
Love.
Thanks, Honor Raven. Oh man. I don't have it on hand immediately. Fuck. But they've even started leaving insane comments on his videos about like his kids or whatever. And it's like, oh, look, what a shocker. The only people making these insane comments were always Epstein fans, and no one else has ever made these fucking comments. Like, no other creators have actually even made any of these comments. It's all been deranged, crazy Epstein fans, and it always was. I don't think I can immediately find it. It was pretty deep in there, and I didn't save it because I'm a fool. Okay. Continuing. The Teddy Fresh Army Karen Division. Now when people criticize him, he has literally no motion. The only thing he has is threats of lawsuits. And how's that going for him? I think he realized very quickly that the lawsuit game made an absolute pariah. He can't even drum up controversy because nobody wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole. This is actually a good point that I didn't think about. That he used to be able to drum up like internet beef because everyone online agrees that you're allowed to do the internet beef, especially when you make a video like the video that he made, which is, in his words, he wants people to watch it. He wants people to react to it, whatever. Nobody wants to touch you with a 10-foot pole when, what, like you're just going to sue everyone who criticizes you? So, like, you've lost the ability to farm beef because nobody wants to go for that. Can't wait for the loss of your account. Smiley face. And tell me how exactly that's going to work. Mr. 2014 account. Please, explain it to me. Please. Why is it always 2014? Dude, for real. Cursed year. All right. What year does it say my account was created? 2020. No, wait, yours is also a 2014 account. Scary. Yeah, a lot of Epstein fans in the comments going, long-term fan of H3. And what I find really disappointed is you called out Epstein and the team spoke up, yet nobody on your crew said anything when you talked about Hassan. Every single comment is that. He's finally experiencing true comment brigading for the first time. It's fucking insane. That gulp was too clean. Thank you. All right, moving on. Except to laugh at him with vague references to his pathetic situation. He's really playing tendy chess with himself and he's losing. Yeah. Which is a great point. Because who the fuck, like, nobody wants to make a meme video, right? Where they like beef with you and then, because there's some aspect of it where like it's a mutually beneficial beef. So the debate that Hassan and Ethan Klein had was like the most relevance he got in years. Like his numbers were up, which he was super happy about. And it was like hilarious because that conversation was just Ethan, Hassan, yeah. And it was just that, and they're just screaming over each other. So it was meme funny content. And that was the only thing that he's gotten in ages, right? And now nobody else wants to do that because it's like, dude, you're just gonna fucking sue me. If I like look at you wrong, you might just fucking sue me because apparently you're just cool with that now. All right. No. No, dude. AB tweeted out saying, fuck my life, my DMs are about to go crazy. And it's a tweet from Epstein saying, hey, Starkilla, just curious, why do you accuse someone from my community of hacking your Reddit account when there's literally zero evidence and zero motivation to do so? Could you clarify why you have absolutely no reason to believe or present... could you clarify that you have absolutely no reason to believe this or present evidence for why you believe this? And he said, FML, my DM's about to go crazy. I've been receiving constant hate DMs from people claiming to be your fans. First-time chatters have come into my stream and saying things like, you're a terrorist sympathizer like your daddy Hassan, or why do you hate Epstein? Despite me not saying anything about you, this harassment started right after I said something in defense of Hassan. If you need proof of why I believe it's your audience, just look at the responses in this thread. If it wasn't someone from your audience, I apologize, but I don't think it's a stretch to assume otherwise. This is a little old. December 2024. Here's an example. I cropped it because I don't want to get others involved. If you want, I can DM you the rest. And it's like more messages or whatever. And then, what is it? Let me see. What's this? Oh, I wonder why this is new. Why is this a new tweet? Or why is this a new post? Interesting. Okay, I apologize. I thought that was new. They're just saying he already knows what to expect. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, in summary on this story, everybody, Ethan Klein wants everybody to know that he thinks of Epstein as a very smart and funny guy, and he's been watching his career since he was cleaning carpets. And he was inspired, in part, by Epstein to become a full-time creator. How's the lawsuit going? Great. Thank you for asking. So I guess you make your bed and you lie in it or whatever. Interesting play, but you know, a bold play, but let's see how it plays out, shall we? Shall we? Also, dude, you do not in fact have to hand it to him. You don't. Oh, the last thing. Sorry. One last thing. It is the most insane part about this Instagram story. The absolutely most insane part that's so fucked is it is such a generous message to such a genuine piece of shit. Someone who, by the way, has actively been shitting on you, making poop jokes at your expense, saying that you deserved CPS or whatever. Like, Epstein has gone all the way in. And he was so generous and so nice to him in this reply. Versus even just like think about how he treated Ian and Anissa. Think about the stories that he made of Ian and Anissa, where he says this shit. I don't know if you guys remember this stuff. Ian lost his virginity to Anissa and he had never had a girlfriend or been with a woman before that. This is what he told me shortly before he started dating her. The way that he's treating Epstein, this guy who's being a total piece of shit to him, and is giving him no, like, he's not holding a single punch. Compared to, I'll be honest, dude, Ethan easily could have rehabilitated his image if he had taken iDubbbz's offer or taken iDubbbz's video as an opportunity to rehabilitate his image. I said this the moment that I started watching. When that video premiered and I watched that shit, I was like, dude, this is it. There's never been a better opinion. Or sorry, there's never been a better opportunity for him to rehabilitate his image because he absolutely could. And it would have been crazy content, would have been crazy views. It would have been the right decision in every single way. Okay. He could have done like a week long where a week-long bridge building event where he brings on all the people that he feels like have been wronged and everybody like mutually apologizes. Like he brings on like Frogan and he apologizes to her and, you know, she apologizes for like making fun of him or whatever. And then they like, you know, they shake on it and they're good. And then he brings on like Mike, he brings on Sean, brings on me.
Love.
And then at the end of the week, he brings on Hassan and they work out their differences. And that would have been, obviously there are people that would never watch him 100%. Doesn't matter. But that would have rehabilitated his image. He would have fixed everything. Despite all the shitty things that he had done up to that point, he could have redeemed his entire image if he had done that. Unfortunately, that would require him to, like, you know, not be id driven. It's like the end of Evangelion where everyone claps. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's actually done that before with Tana. I don't think he will this time, though. No. Now it's just like fucked. It's over. He's 100% done. Denims, have you noticed that every time you enter your stream, you say anyway? I'm pretty sure half the chat is a Pavlovian response to you saying anyway, like it's like that. Oh, dude. Yeah, you're right. I should stop saying that. I need to start mixing it up. I need to start mixing it up so I don't train you guys that way. All right. Yeah. His generosity to this fucking weird pedophilic freak is crazy. Versus even just like Vanilla Mace, which Vanilla Mace's crime was like saying, no, I don't want your ugly Teddy Fresh merch. That was her crime. That's what she did. That was her unbelievably unforgivable crime where she's like, they reached out to me and I was like, how about no? How about, and that's all she did. And what did she get for that? Here's another dipshit I need to deal with. Why can't y'all take a day off? So brave to dogpile a Jewish creator who's had CPS and skulls sent to his house in retaliation for thinking Israeli civilians shouldn't be slaughtered. That's not why. None of those things are accurate. That entire statement isn't accurate. 2 days after
permission to hit the bond.
Permission granted. 2 days after a terrorist executed 2 Israeli embassy workers. Incredible response to her saying, no, I don't want your merch. It's actually, do you remember when Eli Klein was like, it's anti-Semitism to not want to work with Teddy Fresh? This is anti-Semitism. You say you don't want to be associated with Teddy Fresh anymore. Is it potentially because you are anti-Semitic? It's like, what? And then they showed the email. And the email is just, I can't be associated. Sorry. Which is a very reasonable email. If I got that email from people that I was getting merch from or like that were working for my company or whatever the fuck, I'd be like, you know, honestly, I am very controversial. Understandable. Honestly, understandable. My bad. You know what? All G, dude. All good. All right. Denims, the TikTok? Yes, this was her crime.
Today on Instagram, Teddy Fresh. They said, hey, we'd love to send you some stuff. How about, do I need like media training now that I'm like, have more people in here? How about, oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Hello? TikTok. Do something about this anti-Semitism, this rampant anti-Semitism on your platform. Why does nobody care about anti-Semitism? This is a clear violation of the TOS. You can just tell she's anti-Semitic. Look, you know Hamas told her to make fart noises. She can tell. That's a Hamas laptop right there. I can tell it's a Hamas laptop. Mm-hmm. That's Hamas necklace. If you look and see, it's Hamas necklace. Yes, this is Hamas room. This is you can see Hamas microwave. It has probably numbers saying October 7th, Hamas.
You're out of your freaking mind. The clip of you talking about Teddy Fresh is going viral on Reddit. H3 fans are gonna come after you. Oh, fuck! The millennial who only wear color block pastel, they're gonna come for me? Fuck.
Dude, I love her laugh. I love her laugh. This
viral on Reddit.
It's a laugh that makes you laugh. It's like the people that have the tea kettle laugh where it's just or whatever. She's got like a cackle.
H3 fans are gonna come after you. Oh, fuck! The millennial who only wear color block pastel, they're gonna come for me? Fuck! Please, even if Ethan wasn't a raging frigging lunatic, I still would never wear fucking Teddy Fresh. Just so butt-ass ugly.
Classic anti-Semitism. Yeah, that's anti-Semitism if I've ever seen it. And honestly, it's kind of disgusting that all of you thought that that was funny. That was a test and all of you just failed. You all just failed horribly. Congratulations. Thinking Teddy Fresh was ugly? Classic anti-Semitism. SMH my head. Video VOD on demand. Shame.